Welcome to Growth Happens in the Dirt. I'm Katie Jolly, a Dr. Amen Elite brain health trainer and naturopath, and this is my story of brain injury and a pathway to heal, which will hopefully help you and your loved ones. I wrote the book for survivors and their families, and then I realised I couldn't actually read or tolerate screens for several months after my concussion. So if this is where you are, this is for you. Each week, I will read a few pages of the book, now available on Amazon, which, along with my story, contains clinically proven tools and methods to heal. Introduction. If this book can provide you with even an ounce of hope, then it will be worth it. Today, I am grateful for my brain injury, the lessons and the struggle out of the mud. Before the incident, I was a qualified natural health practitioner for many years, but had given up my passion to work in the family tourism business. My love of nutrition, exercise, and mindfulness was swallowed up for 3 years in the corporate world of staff, systems, and making money. Going from helping people to managing people didn't make my soul sing. I was a mother of 2 young children, but they spent a lot of time in front of the TV as I juggled work and home life. I was married, yet I spent more time looking at my husband's faults than appreciating his beauty. We had a nice home, food on the table, but my gratitude for the small things was masked with an incessant need for more. I was like a duck on water, with the outward appearance of gliding through life, but underneath the legs were frantically running in all directions. Before the head knock, I felt a sense of dis-ease in my life on an emotional level. All I prayed for was a break, which is what was delivered, levelling me beyond what I thought was possible. But just like a seed planted in the dirt, what grew out of that darkness was incredible. My marriage, which was in tatters, is now a deep and living connection. I'm so grateful that we didn't walk away from each other at the most broken point in our lives. My connection with others is deeper because I understand the depths of human suffering. My understanding of the brain and its importance has reframed my passion for health because as I healed through lifestyle changes, I eliminated most medications. Was any of this easy? No. Was any of the moment without pain and struggle? No. To be brutally honest, the maze out of concussion is literally a battle of discipline. Yet when we make the work about our brain, amazing things can happen. I still exercise daily, eat clean food, avoid negative information, people and situations that are damaging, all to be the bodyguard for my brain. Your mind is prime real estate, so create boundaries to protect your peace. And the gift of going through a healing crisis is that when you are on the other side, you can then go back in and help others. I have more joy in my heart than ever before. The gift of growing in the dirt is that you won't be the same, but you can be more than you were before. You will be different, but you will be a new version of you. I'm now fully immersed in my natural health again, concentrating on brain health, with the bonus of being a certified Dr. Amen Elite brain health trainer. Because I understand the struggles of not having a working brain, the gift is to be able to help others out of the mud. If I hadn't banged my head, I'd still be on the corporate rat wheel. My head was damaged, but my heart was open. As a result, I've moved back into my passion of helping others. And sometimes we are planted to get back to the roots of who we really are. You may not be able to see it right now, but your mess can become your message. Many people who I have met who have experienced a brain injury are the kindest humans on the planet. They understand the depths of suffering and have grown out of their own cocoon of darkness. It's time to focus on you, your healing. With the tools in this book, you can start to weave a beautiful carpet of well-being again. It will take time. And often there may be days when it feels like you aren't making any progress. But please just stick with it and focus on consistency, not quantity. Chapter 1. A message for you, the carer of someone with concussion. Eventually you will come to understand that love heals everything, and love is all there is. Gary Zukov. Dear loved ones, this is going to be tough, not only for the person that you love, but also for you. Read this book together. It will give you an insight into what is happening and help you to avoid the pitfalls we made as a family. What you need to understand is that the person going through concussion needs things from you that you have probably never given them before. Noise, light, too many people, too much talking, too many things in their day will make them feel unwell. We call them triggers, and that is what it's going to feel like someday. A feeling that someone has pulled the pin on an emotional grenade. First and foremost, you need to realize that the anger, the tears, and the words that come out of your loved one's mouth are not about you. If you can learn to not take anything personally, this journey will be easier. The biggest learning is to ignore the story or the words and listen for the emotion. When your person is crying because you've stirred the coffee anti-clockwise, look for the emotion. Their brain is hurting. Every task that was once easy is now confused and filled with headaches and rambling thoughts or no thoughts at all. When the brain is overloaded, it's like an electrical storm that will often rain on you. The part of their brain, the amygdala, flight, fight, freeze, or fawn, is on overload right now. And one thing you can do to calm this is to make them feel safe. The biggest healer is silence and then physical touch. Love your person and realize a hug will say more than trying to get them to explain how they are feeling. Words don't heal a brain injury, but love will. Learn to hold tight to make them feel safe, because on many days they will feel lost, scared, and out of control. And when they move into amygdala mode, this is where the rage, tears, anxiety, and numbness can occur. Don't ask if they need help, just do it. In the first months, depending on the severity of the brain injury, look at what you can do to ease pressure. If you're a parent and there are school drop-offs, do it. If there are errands, do them. If you can pre-cook meals, do it. Anything to ease the daily pressure, because in the early stages, your person needs quiet rehabilitation and will find daily life hard. Your person is not your person for a little while. Oh, they're struggling with frustration that their mind is moving slowly, their body hurts, they can't find the words to make you feel better. So accept them where they are and love unconditionally. The best moments of my recovery were when my dad would come out to the house and work. He would potter and do odd jobs and stop for a cup of tea. He was in my presence, but didn't ask questions or talk much. He was just there. There is great healing in just being there for your loved one. There will be days when your person is angry. Anger and frustration may fly at you, and I regret wholeheartedly using my husband and my parents as punching bags. But the frustration with my brain was intense. Tool. A powerful tool for you as a carer is to use the following method of communication. 1. Use empathy first. I'm sorry, you seem angry, sore, tired, whatever they're showing. 2. Then identify the emotion. You sound really angry, whatever they're feeling, right? Whatever's presenting. Why are you so angry? Are you angry with me? Or you sound really sad. Why are you so sad? Have I made you sad? 3, give space and allow them to unpack the emotion. Just listen. Often this will bring it back to your beloved, explaining that it's not you, it's just that I'm tired. Or it's not you, it's just that I'm, however they're feeling. When your loved one is losing their rag, don't leave the situation entirely. Go and take a few breaths outside, then re-enter. If you leave your loved one alone, the dark emotions can start to escalate. Suicidal ideation is very common with concussion. And I'm just going to go off book and say to you that what happens for a lot of people that go through brain injury is that our behavior pushes people away. And because people don't understand brain injury, they turn around and they start to leave that person on their own, especially if there's an anger picture like there was with me. So know this, don't leave, right? Don't leave, because again, the suicidal ideation is very common. You need to protect yourself in the situation, and the best way is to give space, allow the person to calm down, and then re-enter. So the key is hold tight, but give space. So if your person is ranting, crying, spinning out of control, try this. Right. 1, listen to the emotion and then clarify. You sound really, is that right? Ask them, what's making you feel? Then ask them, do you need a hug or space, sleep, time in the cupboard? Right? Do they need time out? Ask them what they need. If they keep screaming at you, say, okay, I don't like this behavior. And this is key, as it's not the person, it is the behavior. I'm going to give you some space and come back when you've calmed down. I've read books about brain injury that say, oh, you need to tell the person you won't be spoken to like that. And that's fine. But in the heat of the moment, all those comments do is fuel the fire. Your person may not be emotionally conscious, almost like when you get drunk and something takes over your body. So treat your person like a toddler having a tantrum. Don't lock them in their room as such, but do the identification process above and then suggest that they have a rest. When they calm down after a brain break, talk to them about their words that you didn't like so they can actually process what happens. It's really, really hard. I'm going off book again. It's really, really hard to actually have a conversation with somebody when they are in the thick of their emotion. So give space, let them calm down, and then come back in. Your person loves you. Never, ever forget that. The hardest thing you will deal with is that you can't see the injury. They just appear crazy. And they are crazy compared to who they were. But every day, inch by inch, bit by bit, your person will get better. If you can go to sleep having settled differences and in the morning treat it like a new day, then you will help your person immensely. This is what my husband did well. We went through nasty moments, and every morning he would wake up and hug me and give me the opportunity to be better. Holding on to hurt won't heal anyone. Every appointment that your person has, unless they ask you not to, please go. They won't remember what is said. And every specialist I went to made me repeat my story again and again. And if you can get time off, drive them to appointments. With a head injury, the world suddenly becomes a very scary place in which the normal they knew has evaporated. Okay. If you have children, include them in the rehabilitation process. Children really need to understand if mum or dad or their sibling is dysregulated emotionally, it is not their fault. It is the broken brain that is to blame. This really needs to happen early on because there was no worse moment than one day seeing my children cower in fear in front of me because of my reaction to the fact they were laughing too loud. It's heartbreaking stuff. If you are a parent, create a space for your children where they can just be kids. If you're a parent that has a brain injury, okay, being mindful that too many competing noises will create overload for the person with the brain injury. Okay. You may want to move the TV and the stereo into another room or create a space that your person can go to just be quiet because multiple sources of sound can trigger concussion responses. Your person will have peaks and troughs in their energy, which you need to be aware of. And the best analogy came from one of the early specialists I saw who explained, with a head injury, your energy is like a pie. For a normal person, they can replenish their energy through rest, but for someone with a brain injury, once the pie is gone, it is gone for the day. You need a full night's sleep to replenish the pie. So use your pie wisely. Early in the brain injury, your person's pie may be completely taken out by the person having a shower or making their bed or having a 10-minute conversation with someone about how they are feeling. When the pie is starting to run out for your person, you may see the following cues. 1. Look at their eyes. You will see fatigue. They'll possibly be struggling to keep them open, or they may be squinting, which is a sign that a headache is starting, or staring into space. 2, they may start to get irritable with you or with things in general. This is a clear sign they need a brain break. 3, they may start complaining about the noise, the light, or their pain. 4, their words start to trip, which was one of my main cues. They can't finish sentences, they switch words around, or they start to lose track of the conversation, talking about different things, rambling. But each person will have a different set of triggers. And the faster you see signs and put the person away for a brain break, the easier the recovery will be. Tell your loved one that you're in this together and you're there to support them. And you may need support yourself. This is really important. If you are starting to struggle emotionally or you're not coping with your loved one who has a brain injury, look for support yourself as well. In the beginning, for most inside illnesses, the ones you can't see, such as brain injury, cancer, autoimmune, mental health, people are supportive in the beginning. But as soon as a week later, people may disappear and go on with their lives. And you need to know that where you are right now is not a short-term fix, especially if the brain injury is fresh. Your person is going to need you there. And some days will be better than others. But in the first few months, you are literally their lifeline to the outside world. Don't drag them out socializing to cafes, restaurants, or anywhere else where there is a lot of noise. This may make you feel better, but your beloved needs quiet. On a similar vein, having lots of people visit the person potentially may also burn them out. So just be aware of what your person needs. If you have small children, sort the sleeping arrangements early on, as this was one of the major things that set me back. So night creeping toddlers who disturb the sleep cycle are the worst for concussion recovery. This is going to be hard for you, but harder for the person you love who is struggling with post-concussion. Your person may be lost inside their own body right now and they need time to heal. For me, it was a grieving process, grieving that the person that I was, a multitasker, corporate mother, and a go getter, I changed into someone who had very little joy in my heart at all. I couldn't do anything. My brain changed, and things that weren't hard, like making my bed and driving a car, were extremely taxing. So let your person know that you love them. It's an incredible anchor in this whole growth journey. If every day you wake up and decide that you're just going to love your person, you'll get through this. In life, I've found that it's not so much what happens to us, the stories, as who we're with and who is left at the end of the storm. Your person needs you now more than ever, more than they will possibly ever need you again. So weather this with them and you will get through it, and make sure you get support for yourself as well. Lots of love to you and your family on this journey. It's hard. I've been there myself. And then my son experienced post-concussion a year after my injury. It was definitely a wild couple of years. It is going to be hard, but it's worth it. Thank you for listening to Growth Happens in the Dirt. Keep shining.